The arena lights blazed bright as two titans prepared for war. This wasn't just another regular season matchup. This was about pride, momentum, and making a statement. The Milwaukee Bucks, led by their Greek god Giannis Antetokounmpo, faced off against the surging New York Knicks, who came into this building hungry and confident. From the opening tip, the energy was electric. Ryan Rollins, the 23-year-old guard in his fourth year out of Toledo, wasted no time announcing his presence. His first three-pointer from the top of the key splashed through the net with authority nothing but the bottom of the string. Then another. Corner three. 2-4-2. The young guard was feeling it, and the Bucks faithful started to rise from their seats. But New York didn't travel all this way to play second fiddle. Brunson, the maestro of Madison Square Garden, began conducting his symphony of basketball brilliance. He attacked the lane with surgical precision, using angles that seemed to defy geometry itself. Spinning, pivoting, finding spaces that shouldn't exist. When Giannis tried to wall him off, Brunson simply adjusted mid-flight, his body contorting to protect the ball while finishing through contact. The whistle blew, and won. That's what champions do, they find a way. The chess match intensified. Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby prowled the perimeter like predators, waiting for their opportunities. Karl-Anthony Towns anchored the paint, his presence forcing Milwaukee to think twice before attacking the rim. Every possession felt like a battle within the war, each team trading blows, neither willing to yield an inch of hardwood. The Knicks surge. Then something shifted. Like a dam breaking, the Knicks found their rhythm, and it was beautiful chaos. Brunson weaved through the Bucks' defense with the grace of a ballet dancer and the ruthlessness of a prizefighter. He hit Gary Trent Jr. with a bounce pass so perfect it seemed to have eyes threading the needle between three defenders. Trent finished with authority, and Coach Doc Rivers immediately called timeout. Too late, the momentum had already turned. 11 straight points for New York. The visiting crowd section erupted in celebration, while the Milwaukee faithful grew restless. Brunson extended the run to 13, then 15. It was in that zone where everything slows down, where the basket looks as wide as the ocean. Your defenders might as well be traffic cones. His confidence radiated across the court, infecting his teammates with the same swagger. The Knicks' defense transformed into an impenetrable fortress. Every drive met resistance. Every pass lane got clogged. Josh Hart, battling through a lower back injury that had plagued his preseason, found his stroke from beyond the arc. The Princeton product knocked down a three that sent the New York bench into hysterics. Then another. The lead ballooned to 9, then 11, the largest advantage either team had enjoyed all night. Bridges executed a perfect spin move in the post, showing footwork that would make Hakeem Olajuwon nod in approval. Nome cut baseline and finished with a reverse layup that defied physics. The ball movement was exquisite. 5 passes in 8 seconds, ending with Landry Shamet drilling a wide-open three from the corner. This was team basketball at its finest, the kind of symphony that makes purists fall in love with the game all over again. By halftime, the Knicks had posted 71 points, their offense humming like a finely tuned engine. Milwaukee had managed to stay respectable from deep, hitting 9 of their 23-point attempts, but it wasn't enough to stem the orange and blue tide. The locker rooms beckoned, and the Bucks had 15 minutes to figure out how to solve the Brunson riddle. The Greek Freak awakens. The second half opened with a statement. A.J. Green, Milwaukee's sharpshooter, rose up and buried a three-pointer before most fans had settled back into their seats. That single shot seemed to flip a switch inside the Milwaukee locker room. Giannis Antetokounmpo, who had been quietly effective in the first half, decided it was time to remind everyone why he's a 2-time MVP. What followed was a clinic in controlled dominance. Giannis attacked the rim with the force of a freight train, his Euro steps leaving defenders grasping at air. When the Knicks collapsed on him, he found shooters. When they stayed home on shooters, he punished them at the rim. His court vision transformed Milwaukee's offense from stagnant to explosive in the span of minutes. Rollins caught fire again, knocking down his third three-pointer of the night after a brush screen from Miles Turner left him wide open in the corner. The building erupted. The Bucks had clawed back, and suddenly and probably they grabbed their first lead since the 7:50 mark of the second quarter. The momentum had swung like a pendulum, and New York was reeling. Doc Rivers prowled the sideline, his voice cutting through the arena noise as he barked instructions. This was his team showing championship DNA, refusing to fold despite falling behind by double digits. Turner, still adjusting to his role alongside Giannis, began finding his rhythm. His presence altered shots. His timing on help defense forced the Knicks into difficult attempts. Gary Trent Jr. slashed and scored, his fearless drives drawing fouls and energizing the crowd. Giannis entered takeover mode, that rarefied air where superstars separate themselves from mere mortals. He spun through double teams like they were standing still. He rejected shots at the rim with prejudice. He pushed the tempo, leading fast breaks that left the Knicks scrambling back on defense. Every time New York threatened to answer, Giannis had a response. A block, a bucket, a perfect pass. He was everywhere, and the Knicks had no answer. The championship response. But champions don't stay down for long. Jalen Brunson, sensing his team needed a lifeline, decided to drag them back into this fight himself. With 32 points already on his stat line, leading all scorers, he attacked with renewed fury. A pull-up jumper from the elbow. A crafty finish through contact. Another and one that had him grimacing as he hit the floor awkwardly, but bouncing right back up. Bridges became his partner in crime during this crucial stretch. The former Suns and Nets star showed why New York had traded for him, playing with two-way excellence that few players in the league can match. He started possessions with lockdown defense, then finished them with buckets on the other end. A three-pointer from the corner made it a two-point game, and the tension in the building became suffocating.
Ouch.
Jordan Clarkson provided a spark off the bench. His second three-pointer of the night, swishing through the net and bringing the Knicks within striking distance. The chess match between coaches reached its peak intensity. Timeouts were called and burned. Adjustments were made and countered. This was playoff-caliber basketball in early season, both teams treating every possession like it could be the difference between victory and defeat. Karl-Anthony Towns finally found his offensive groove, attacking the rim with authority and finishing a difficult layup high off the glass. The Knicks needed him, and the big man was starting to deliver. Anunoby continued his efficient night, making winning plays that don't always show up in the box score. The defensive rotations tightened, the offensive execution sharpened. New York was throwing everything they had at Milwaukee, refusing to let this game slip away without a fight. The final act, the fourth quarter, became a test of will, stamina, and nerve. Giannis continued his relentless assault, but Rollins emerged as the unexpected hero. The young guard equaled his career high with 23 points, his confidence soaring with every made shot. He'd played himself into the conversation for more minutes, more responsibility. Tonight he'd proven he belonged on this stage. Brunson reached 36 points, his scoring artistry on full display for anyone who doubted his superstar credentials. But Giannis matched him with 35 of his own, a battle between two different styles, finesse versus power, calculation versus explosion, both equally devastating. The scoreboard showed 114-107 in favor of Milwaukee, with precious time evaporating. The Bucks' defense, which had looked vulnerable in the first half, transformed into a wall. They forced turnovers, contested every shot, made New York work for every inch. Rollins stripped Brunson clean, leading to a 3-and-1 fast break that sealed the momentum. The building shook with noise, fans sensing victory. New York made one final push. Bridges kept possessions alive with offensive rebounds. Brunson pulled up from deep, his shot finding the bottom of the net to make it 36 points on the night. They battled until the final minute, refusing to surrender, showing the heart that makes them dangerous. But Milwaukee's second-half surge proved too much to overcome.
The Bucks had erased a 12-point deficit, dominating the final two quarters with defense and determination.
As the final buzzer sounded, both teams had proven something. Milwaukee showed resilience and championship mettle. New York demonstrated they're legitimate contenders, and the fans both in the arena and watching at home were reminded why basketball is more than just a game.
It's drama, art, and competition at its absolute finest. Tonight in Milwaukee, we witnessed all three.